Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 11 of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Everyone. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto had multiple people still inside him and enjoy that. And also stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Naruto was from the two greatest clans. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy. And over on Anime King 2, I posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto is a Vampire, so go ahead and enjoy that. And I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto was a God Amongst Man, so go ahead and enjoy it as well guys. And stay in tune because later on I'm going to be giving you a new episode of What If Izuna Uchiha was Naruto's ancestor, so stay in tune for that and enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
So, the last time we left off, we were in the Chunin exams, as the Raikage, the Kazekage, and Minato, all of them were in the Kage's booth, as they were ready to enjoy the matches. But Naruto and Sasuke did not show up, as Naruto was standing on top of the roof, as Menma came up there and see him, as he told Menma that he needs to prepare himself because he's going to start the plan, as Menma understood. As the first match of the Chunin exams was Mito versus Shikamaru, which Mito won. The next match after that was Narume versus Neji, which Narume won. After that, it was time for Amoy and Menma, as Amoy had a sword with him. Both him and Menma had an epic battle, but Menma was still holding back. He then realized that he was wasting too much time, as he decided to end the battle as he won. The next person after that was Yujito and Naruto. The moment Naruto stepped into the arena, everyone was booing. Everyone was booing for him, as Naruto decided to start it now. The Jonins, as well as Kushina and Minato, as well as Narume and Mito eyes went wide when they saw Naruto activate Sharingan, as they saw him switch that Sharingan into a strange Sharingan, X in his eyes, red X, as they didn't understand. As Naruto sent a pulse that went over to Yujito, as he then sent one to Gaara as well, as Gaara disappeared in a sunshine as he appeared beside Naruto. In an instant, the both of them exploded with their Biju's chakra as they transformed. The people of the village started to scream as they were ready to run, as Naruto told them all to sit down before he let them attack, as everyone went quiet. As Naruto told them the next one of them move he will kill, as Naruto then told the disguised Kazekage, which was Orochimaru, that today is his day, as Naruto said Amaterasu, and light all of the Sonen Sand ninjas outside, as all of them were covered in black flames, burning all of them to a crisp, so there will be no invasion. As Orochimaru took off the Kazekage's robe, surprising Minato and the Raikage, as they were surprised it was him there all along. The Raikage was also furious. It seems that Naruto is controlling Yujito, and he has a two tail and one tail under his grasp. As Naruto let out the secret to Sasuke, who arrived, as he told Sasuke that it was Minato who gave the order for Itachi to wipe out the entire clan so the coup wouldn't happen. As Kushina couldn't believe it. Was her husband really capable of doing something like that? As Narume and Mito was also beyond shock, as Naruto showed everyone in Konoha the things that he went through, and showed them that all of them are responsible. All of them looked at him with so much hate when he was fully in control, as Minato had lied to them. He also told them that the two girls had Bijuu's chakra in them as well. And Minato didn't tell them anything about that, he just blamed everything on him. As Naruto told them that today is the day that they pay for that. As a white skeleton figure appeared around him. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across place and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. "What are you doing?" said Minato as he was looking at Kushina. He wanted her to restrain the Bijuus, but she was just standing there. "Kushina," he shouted, but she didn't answer him, as everything was so full in her mind right now. He was the one that ordered for Mikato to be killed. He and her were friends. How could he allow something like that to happen? As witnessing the suffering that Naruto went through again, it put a toll on her, a great toll, as she realized how bad of a parent she was. As Kushina was deep in thought, not even hearing anyone around her. As Minato cursed, he threw a 3-pronged kunai to try and stop whatever Naruto was doing. "Amaterasu," Naruto said, as the kunai caught black flames all around it, as Minato couldn't flash to it anymore. "Huh, you think you can stop me?" said Naruto, as his Susanoo flared up to life. As everyone watched the ribcage start to grow, it started to grow muscles and threading and skin. As they saw the humongous figure, everyone's eyes went wide. Wings extended from the thing back, as they couldn't believe it, as everyone was shaking as they looked at the power being shown to them. As Naruto Susanoo had red eyes, with 2 horns protruding from his head. The upper half of his body had a red tint to it, like it was some armor. It was like a red armor covering him, while the rest of his body was white, with his giant wings that flap over Konoha as he shadowed everyone. As people in the other part of the village could also see the monster in the sky, as everyone was scared, wondering what the hell is going on. This couldn't be someone using that power in the Chunin exams. "Do you get it now?" Naruto said, as he was floating in Susanoo. "This is what all of your hatred and suffering put me through. This is what it pushed me to achieve. And now with this power, I shall show you and make all of you redeem for your actions," he said. Minato grabbed a 3-pronged kunai as he threw it past the Susanoo. As he flashed behind it, a Rasengan built in his hand instantly. As he slammed the Rasengan right into Susanoo. But his eyes went wide, not even a scratch. He was then backhanded away as he crashed into the stadium, crashing on a couple of people. As that snapped Kushina out of her thought. She then looked up at Naruto. She couldn't allow this to happen. She will have to capture him, and then they can sit down and talk, but she couldn't allow him to escape. She couldn't allow him to take this route. As chains break from her back and flew towards Susanoo. The Susanoo dressed back in mid-air as it grabbed all set of chains and pulled Kushina towards him. As he swung her in the air, as he sent her flying back down. But Mito and Narumi jumped up as they caught their mother and landed safely. The Susanoo then pulled out his katana, as all of them were just beyond shock as they watched a glowing golden sword. He then brought it down as he split the entire stadium into half. Everyone that was in the center got split down into the middle. As Naruto looked at the 2 Bijuus, as he saw Menma and Liz on top of their head, as the both of them were sitting on Shikaku. As Shikaku then started dig in the ground, as he dig far, as he was escaping, as Naruto wasn't planning on them staying behind. As he then looked towards the Two-Tail, as the Two-Tail jumped over the wall and went inside of the village and started to tear the village apart. Seeing that most of the ninjas were here, Naruto then created 10 wood clones that surrounded the arena. All of the wood clones activated Susanoo, but not this form. It was a lesser form, as they used the body of Susanoo to block in everyone. Everyone was stuck inside. As Naruto dispelled Susanoo and landed in the center of all of it, as they could hear explosion and chaos happening in the village, but they were all stuck inside. Except for Minato, who could flash away, but he couldn't leave everyone here to die. As he picked up himself and pushed the debris off of him. As the moment Naruto landed, 10 Anbu surrounded him. But he didn't even move or look worried. Minato, he said, you should know, I don't plan on killing any of you now. Minato's eyes went wide. You speak that, but look what you have done, he shouted, as over 20 people just got sliced by Naruto's sword. Naruto turned and looked at him. Oh, trust me, I am holding back greatly. Even now, I am holding back so much to the point that my body is forcing me to just step forward and massacre all of you. But, not yet. The Bijou destroying the village is just a precaution to show you what will come. Through all my years, I've been scared. I've been trapped in this darkness of scared and overwhelming fear. I never know which day you guys might come and beat me and attack me. So, it's the same thing I will do for you guys. As the entire place then rocked as a Bijou bomb tear and destroyed the Hokage's monument. Stop this, said Kushina as she landed beside Minato. Naruto, please, said Narumi and Mito, as both of them were there as well. As Kakashi appeared along with a few other ninjas. Naruto, you can't do this. You're destroying your home, Mito said. You can't do this, please stop. My home? This place was never a home to me. It was nothing more than filth. Each day, I try to act like I enjoy staying here. But every day I see all of you, I wanted to kill you without a second thought. But I know I had to buy my time. And this is not the right time. I want you all to think that you have hope. That you can find a way to beat me or something. But the next time I return here, I'm gonna be different. I'm telling you guys from now on. I'm gonna have more power than you ever dreamed to imagine. And I'll come back and crush Konoha with all of my might. I want you all to go through what I went through, all the suffering, all the pain. I want you guys to sleep, knowing that one day all of you will die. I want you to prepare all of your army. I want you to beg for help from other nations to try and take me down, your son, Naruto said, as he looked at them, and your brother. I want you all of you people of Konoha, he shouted, to just keep on worrying. Not knowing the day I will strike, not knowing if it will be tomorrow or today, or later the night. But you should know, I'll be back, and I'll rain hell down on this village. But before I leave, as Naruto snapped his head to the right, you, he said, as he saw Sakura and her mother standing behind her while Sakura had a kunai in her hand as she was shaking. You made me believe that you were going to help me when you threw hot boiling water in my face. And for that, Naruto, please don't, Sakura said as she was crying. I beg you, she said as she started to step back a bit. As Mito and Narumi were also looking at Sakura. If you want to die along with your mother, then you should, said Naruto, as he blinked out of existence, as Minato did not understand what the hell just happened. It was not speed or teleportation jutsu. It was like Naruto's body just blinked out of existence. They all snapped their head to the right when they heard a scream, as a sword pierced through Sakura's mother's back, piercing right through her heart, as no one could fire off any jutsu or do anything, seeing that Naruto was surrounded by a crowd of civilians. As Naruto simply chuckled, "What are you gonna do now, Minato?" he asked, as Minato pulled another 3-pronged kunai and threw it towards Naruto. The Susanoo ribcage quickly activated and blocked Minato as he appeared this time with a Rasengan as lightning was cackling off of it. A new jutsu that he's been working on to merge Rasengan with the affinity, and his affinity was lightning, as he smashed it right into it. But he smashed it right into the front, and to his surprise, only thing was smoking was his hand, as he wasn't completely done fixing this jutsu yet. And Naruto Susanoo was perfectly fine. "You know, Minato," said Naruto, "Orochimaru has gotten away. Who knows where he is right now? He could be in the village somewhere, doing all sorts of chaos." As Naruto then vanished again, as Minato did not understand how he was doing that. It wasn't teleportation or what he was using, as every time he did it, his Mangekyo Sharingan would spin. as Naruto appeared in the center. The moment he did, he had to activate the Susanoo again, as two fists smashed right into the Susanoo, as the fist sent him flying back a bit, but he held his ground as he flipped, as the ribcage was still in effect, as those fists were from the Raikage and Tsunade. "Raikage," said Naruto, "I know I have control over your Jinjulki, but do you think it's wise to attack me? Right now I have nothing against your village, so I'm going to ask you again. Do you think it's wise to attack me?" The Raikage took his fighting stance. "You have control over my property, and I won't allow you to just go on like you're the boss. I will suggest that you release the Nibi Jinjulki right now, or else, if you don't want to fight against Kumo." As Naruto chuckled, "You guys still don't understand the power of these eyes. You guys still don't understand anything," he said. "But you will know soon enough," he said, as he noticed all of the civilians were being moved. All of them were being moved way back as all of the ninjas and the envoys stepped forward. As Naruto looked at them, as Kakashi already had a lightning blade cackling off his hand, as Naruto could see Sasuke nowhere in sight. All of the clones that were gathering the Susanoo to block the people from leaving then vanished. "Not now," Naruto said. "But I already told you what I'm up to. But soon enough you people would understand. Soon enough you people would see the error of your ways. But before I go," he said. He vanished again, as Naruto arrived on top of a two-tailed Nibi, as it was surrounded by ninjas, a lot of them and envoys. All of them. They had papers on the ground with sealing techniques carved right into them, as they were going through hand sign. But before they could finish, something dropped out of the sky with a boom, as the dust cleared, as Naruto dropped in the center and started slice and dice each one of them, as he jammed his sword right through Anpu's mask, driving it through his skull, as Naruto did a roundhouse kick and buried his feet into one of them face, as he was sent flying back and crashed into a wall. "Amaterasu," Naruto said as he burned the ceiling array. "Go," Naruto said as he looked at Nibi, as the Nibi then took off with top speed, jumping over the east wall. Naruto activated Susanoo once more as it took wings and flew, as everyone could see it from where they were, in the stadium, as he raised a giant sword. He then brought the sword down straight into the center of Konoha, as the ground started to crack. The ground then exploded, as the sword was sending out a wave of chakra that exploded everything. As the ground was rooting up, buildings were being destroyed. Everything was just into pure chaos and destruction, as everyone couldn't believe it. Anyone that was left in this part of the village had been slaughtered. Most of them had run to the east, but anyone who was here, bodies were everywhere, buildings, houses were destroyed. As Naruto pulled out his sword out of the ground, as he sheathed it, "Konoha, be warned, I will be back. And next time when I do come back, I'm going to show all of you the meaning of suffering, but not for now. I want you to feel the same thing I went through when I was younger, dreading the day that I will come back. Narumi, Mito, Minato, Kushina, you guys will be the last. You guys were my family, but you stood there and watched me go through all that pain and suffering. So I'll make it harder on all of you. And you should know, Liz and Menma, they're with me. They always have been. They hated and despised people like you. That is why they chose my side a long time ago. And you, Raikage, you started this, just remember. And this is a vow. I will come to you soon. And when I enter Kumo, I'll leave it in nothing but a wasteland." As the Raikage body was glowing with lightning, he wanted to charge at Naruto, but Darui said no, as Naruto was in a state where he could knock anyone away, even the Raikage. This Susanoo was something else. As Susanoo slowly started to dematerialize, and Minato saw it again, Naruto's eyes spin, and then he vanished. As everyone stood there in dread and horror, most of them hating themselves for what they did to the kid back then, as they saw that he has the power to level this entire place if he wished. While Sakura was in tears, she was crying with her dying mother in her arms. Naruto had driven his sword right through her chest. As Sakura was crying, Ino trying to comfort her, but she wasn't, slowing down for a second, as Kushina was just going through a lot. The entire family was. Right now, they were just couldn't believe in what just happened. Kushina, Minato said as he tried to touch her. No, she said to him. She sent him a very harsh glare. I haven't forgotten what you did. And right now, I don't want to be around you. As she started to walk off. Mito, Narumi, he said. But the both of them just walk off as well, with your mother. A distance away. I wonder if it's done. We should have stayed behind and helped him, said Liz. I told you how Naruto get when he's angry. Did you really want to stay back, said Menma. They then felt the ground shaking, as they saw the two-tailed Nebi running towards them. The Nebi then stopped and settled down. Huh? What happened? Menma asked. It's done, said a voice, as the both of them turned around. What? How did you... As Menma shook his head. What happened? He said. Did you destroy the village? Not yet, said Naruto. Huh? I thought you would destroy it, said Liz. No, not yet, Naruto said. I told you how I felt, not knowing how or which day, when they will come for me. I want them to feel the same thing, pain, and misery, and stress, and to know that one day I will come back and make them suffer for what they did. But right now, most of them are in mourning, since I destroyed the center of the village, killing a lot of people in process, Naruto said. But for now, as he then turned his head towards the two Bijous, the both of them then started to shrink, as they went small and small until their body formed back into a human form, as Yujito and Gaara stood there, both of them unresponsive, as they were under Naruto Genjutsu. They were nothing but a mere puppet. What now? Asked Liz. He should be here any second now, said Naruto. Who should? Liz asked. Impressive, said a voice, as they turned to see the masked man. So, that's him, Liz whispered to Menma, the fate Madara. Yeah, said Menma. As the masked man stepped forward, Naruto Namikaze. You're really something, he said. Don't call me that, said Naruto. Huh? The masked man said. From today on, call me Uchiha Naruto, as the masked man smirked under his mask. You've brought me two wonderful gifts, said Obito. So I take it that you're ready. Yeah, I'm ready, said Naruto. And them as well. As Obito turned and looked at them. Ready for what? Liz asked. Well, we're going to be joining a group, Naruto said. A group? A group for what? Liz asked. You will find out soon enough, said Naruto. So, are we ready to go? Naruto asked. Indeed we are, said Obito as he stepped forward, as Naruto motioned for Liz and Menma to come forward as well. As they did, the masked man sucked all of them away in a swirling vortex, including the other Jinchurikis. Back at the village was in shambles right now. The Hokage monument, most of the village was destroyed in pieces. A lot of people died in that attack, and yet he hasn't really shown his full power. He was just toying with them, as Minato was in. He was in a depressive state. It seems like Jiraiya was right. He thought he could change the prophecy. He thought that he could find a way for Naruto to don't go down that path of darkness, but he failed. He failed in everything, and now his son has taken up that darkness inside of him. As Minato was currently in the Hokage's tower, as some part of it was destroyed but not completely, as he had a giant bottle of sake and a glass, as he was pouring in sake in the glass and drinking. He then tossed the glass to the side as he put the entire bottle to his head. As Minato didn't know what to do right now. They will have to put Naruto as a missing name for ninjas to go after him and try to bring him dead or alive, as he doesn't think that any ninjas can forcefully bring Naruto back to the village. as he never thought that Naruto would gain this kind of power. When Jiraiya told him about the prophecy, he thought that Naruto will try to go down the darkness path, but he will try away and stop him. But now he realized Naruto is already gone. He killed so many people today, even killing that poor girl mother right in front of her. Even though she had tortured him when he was younger. But to kill her without remorse right in front of her daughter? As Sakura was a wreck. She hasn't spoken to anyone since the incident. And not to mention the Uchiha. Minato had to keep some envoys on Sasuke. Sasuke was at the Uchiha compound. Kakashi tried to talk to him and the others, but he didn't want to talk to any of them. He told him to leave him alone. As the news really struck him that bad. Kushina hasn't talked to him since. Mito or Narumi hasn't talked to him since. By neglecting Naruto, he drive his entire family away and everyone else. As he cursed himself, he picked up the bottle of sake and smashed it into the wall. As he tossed over his table and kicked over the paperwork. As Minato was a wreck right now. So much problem. So much things. As he didn't know how he could solve all of this. As the truth was out, he made Itachi massacre the entire Uchiha clan. People haven't forgotten that, and he didn't. Realists told them no, that it wasn't him when Naruto was talking. As he wondered how the hell did Naruto find that out. He was cursing himself right now, and not to mention Orochimaru. Orochimaru disappeared in all of the chaos and everything, as he had no idea where Orochimaru went. And the Uchiha with that mark, he would want to seek out power and leave the village. That is why he had to keep a few envoys on him. But for now, he just at the Uchiha compound. As he realized the boy must be thinking a lot of things. And must hate him to the core right now. As Minato cursed. As he just didn't know what to do as he slumped down on the ground. The job of being a Hokage was never so stressful to him before. Jiraiya then hopped through the window. As he looked at the state of the office. He then walked over to Minato. "Are you okay?" he asked. As he saw Minato slumped down on the ground, the glass broken. "I'm fine," Minato said. As he rested his back against the wall. "Did you talk to them?" Minato asked. "Yeah." "You're still angry." "Angry at me? Can't they see we don't have time to think about that now?" Minato shouted. "Naruto has gone crazy!" "Minato, I'm not the one you're arguing against," said Jiraiya. As Minato calmed himself, I just don't know what to do," he shouted. "I don't know how to please the people of this village anymore. It was their fault. They were the one who demanded that Naruto pay for what he did. That the fox pay. And they kept harassing my family and even wanted to put me out of office as being Hokage because I wasn't doing my job right. And now, look what they did. They turned him into a monster." "Minato, don't go blaming all of this on the people. You could have talked. You could have talked to the rest of the council. The shinobi. Whose side are you on?" asked Minato. "It's not which side I'm on. It's the state of the village right now we have to be concerned about. Your son, he has gone. I told you what was going to happen. You thought you could have saved him. If you had listened to me back then, we could have informed the others. And not to mention, it's not just him alone. The other two people in your household, that girl. I believe that Naruto has corrupted her mind. Along with her brother Menma. The both of them had joined him. We don't know where they have gone. And they currently have 2 Bijus under their control. And not to mention Naruto has the strongest Biju in history inside of him. And this newfound ability of his, him possessing the Sharingan. And not to mention different form of the Sharingan. The Mangeto Sharingan, able to use that giant, humanoid feature. If he wanted to, he could have leveled the entire Konoha. But he didn't. Because he wants us to suffer. He wants us to feel the same pain that he went through when he was younger. And he won't stop. Because he will come back, Minato. He promised that he will come back. And when he does, we need to be ready. Because having those 2 Bijus under his control, along with the Fox power, Now we know that he's a Uchiha. He can control the Fox power from within him. He has a limitless source of chakra inside of him. We need to be ready, Minato, so stop sulking. You need to go and talk to your family. It doesn't matter what you did in the past. You have to make this right for the future. Because if you don't, all life in Konoha as we know it will end. Meanwhile, at the Hidden Rain, Nagato was surprised. You're telling me that you had someone training this entire time, and he just brought us 2 Bijus, even though we haven't started our hunt yet. Yes, Naruto said. As we now have Nagato, as he was in a strange contraption, with Konan beside him. There was also Obito, going as Madara to Nagato, and Menma and Liz was there. These are just a bunch of kids, said Nagato. As Naruto smirked, you of all people should know what a kid is capable of. And why do you say that? Asked Nagato. Well, those eyes of yours are the Rinnegan if I'm correct. So, at your young age, you were one of the most powerful kids with those eyes. So what make you believe that I'm not powerful as well, said Naruto, even though I'm a kid. And by the way, this is not up to you. This is up to your leader Madara, he said as he turned to the masked man. As Nagato narrowed his eyes at Naruto, you should have more respect, boy. As Naruto looked back at him, as he flashed his Mangekyou Sharingan, I don't care who you are. I don't work for you. In fact, I don't work for anyone. I'm just here to lend my services. And my friends are here to do the same, he said. You should watch your tongue while you're talking to Nagato, said Konan speaking for the first time. As Naruto turned and looked at her. And what are you, his secretary or something? Alright, calm down everyone, said Madara. Nagato, he's gonna be a part of the Akatsuki. Trust me. He has skills. Remember what I just told you, he was able to take down 2 Bijus. Even though it was a 1 and a 2 tail. He was able to take them by himself. And also did a great damage to Konoha in the process. And to sweeten the pot, he also has a 9 tails inside of him. Nagato narrowed his eyes at Naruto. So if you have the 9 tails and you know of our plan, then you would die. Oh no, I won't, said Naruto. You see, I have Hoshirama cells implanted in me. And also, I am part Uzumaki. So I'm sure I can survive the extraction. It will take me a couple of weeks to get back on my feet, but I'll be fine. And I am willing to give up the tailed beast. I'm willing to do all of this to bring peace to this world, just as you want. And I have my own team, so I don't need any pairing. Huh? These kids are not ready for the Akatsuki. You can join, but no, Naruto said. They are on my side. It's either them or no one else. I told you to watch your tongue, boy. I am a god, while you're a mere human. You're a what? Said Naruto. You should know by now. If you know about these eyes, you know the power that it grants me. I can swat you like a fly. Don't think because you have those eyes that you're more powerful and that you're gonna run the show. And I suggest that you watch your tongue as well, said Naruto as he stepped forward. Don't think because you have those eyes that you're a god. No human in this world is not a god. Doesn't matter what you call yourself. So I suggest you be calm and don't act arrogant and stupid. Because anyone can be killed. As Konan stepped forward, for the last time, watch your tongue, she said. As Naruto stepped forward, but Madara got in the middle. Alright, enough, he said. You guys should be working as a team. Remember, our goal is to bring peace to this world by getting the Bijus. So fighting amongst each other will not solve anything. So I suggest you all work together. It doesn't matter, said Naruto. I already have my team. So, is that it? Can we go now? As Madara looked at him. Nagato, is there anything else you want to say? Yes, about the Bijus. Like how he's gotten 2 already. Should we start the process so early? We wanted to wait till 3 years. Well, the nations are going to be on high alert now. So I suggest that we give them some time to cool off. Seeing that Naruto just took 2 Bijus, the nations are going to be keeping their bijous on lockdown. So we will still wait the 3 years, and meanwhile, we will get new members and build the organization even more, he said. So, the plan will remain the same. Nothing will change, said Madara. As Nagato merely nodded. Alright, I guess it's time that you introduce him to the rest of the team, said Madara. As Nagato nodded. About 5 minutes later, the members of Akatsuki was gathered in a cave, as all of them were there, waiting to hear this new arrival, this new member. As Tendo Pain stepped inside. Everyone, he said, as they all turned around. As a group, was consist of Kisame, Itachi, Sasori, Deidara, and Kakazu. As they saw 3 figures walking inside. The moment Itachi saw who it was, his eyes went wide, but he quickly regained his composure, as he couldn't believe what he was seeing. That's Minato's son, Naruto. And those two, how could it be? What the hell are they doing here? As so many questions were going through Itachi's mind, as he didn't understand. As Naruto stepped forward with Liz and Menma at his side. Nice to meet all of you, he said. My name is Naruto Uchiha. That made Itachi's eyes widen even more. You all can call me Menma. And you guys can call me Liz, Liz said, as they didn't give their last name. These little brats are the new members, asked Kisame. Yeah, they look awfully young. Well, you were young when you got here, said Kakazu, looking at Deidara. I wasn't that young, Deidara said. Naruto cleared his throat. You guys shouldn't watch our age. You should just watch what we're capable of. Meanwhile, at the Uchiha compound, the place was a wreck, as we have Sasuke on the ground as he was crying, as he couldn't believe what Naruto said. All of this, that is why his brother did it, because of that man, as Sasuke felt a hate in his heart that he never felt before. So much hate for that man Minato, as he wanted to kill him. Sasuke then heard something as a snake slithered up to his feet, as Sasuke's eyes went wide. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now guys, I'm out of here. Peace.